Hello, my name is Shadley. Welcome back for another episode of Server 3 as Persia. In previous episode, we managed to finally get our independence, and, well, I suppose we started building a lot more. We are building several more construction sectors in the near future, which is admittedly going to cost us a lot in upkeep initially, but that's going to allow us to start increasing our economy drastically. And I think as long as the investment pool is increasing or not diminishing too quickly, then we're probably going to try to keep on increasing the total amount of construction slowly. We probably also need to make sure that we build some more logging camps and iron mines and all that sort of stuff to reduce the upkeep cost for the construction sectors. Because right now, if we have a look at the market, I suppose the wood prices are starting to be a little bit elevated. It's not too bad here. Iron price is not actually that bad. We got a lot of iron mines. We got actually almost 300 extra. Right, okay, that's actually good. That's really good. One thing that is not that great is the high grain price, though, and that's something that we're trying to reduce, but that is going to take a while. But we get the construction sectors now in Mazandaran. I suppose what we should really do is move the road maintenance to Arabistan, because there's going to be a lot of construction in there. So the faster we can get those built, the better. And that's going to be also helping with the wheat farms and all that. And the construction sectors are going to be done fairly quickly anyway, so I don't think I need to worry about it too much. And also, another thing that we do need to do is, we probably need to actually, how bad is the paper price right now? It's a little bit elevated. It's not too bad, but yeah, it's definitely elevated. I suppose another thing that I could do is, well, so as far as that, well, there's a little bit peasants in there. Could get another university in here, I guess. Get another +3 innovation, plus a little bit extra, I suppose. We could also get another paper mill in here, to just make sure that we produce enough paper needed. Is there a room for more logging camps? There is, actually. Oh. The forest is going to be getting a lot of stuff. We could perhaps go ahead and increase the transportation demand in here a little bit. That's going to free up a bit more peasants for working other things, I suppose. We're about to unlock the Bessemer process, which is going to increase the steel production a lot. Which, you know, I suppose right now the steel situation isn't too bad. There's a little bit of extra. There will be a lot more extra soon. But there's also going to be, with more tooling workshops and all that, there's going to be more demand for steel as well. Plus, I suppose once we get the better weapon production and all that. So this is going to be extra 20... iron per level, so that's going to be an extra 80 iron, is it? Or 60. Well, regardless, it's going to be a decent bit of increase in there, total. Right now, I suppose not all of the steel mills are running full speed or something. But yeah, the wheat farm in Arabistan, first of them, is about to be completed. That's going to start increasing the productions there. We do have the agriculture boost in here, so that's already going to be a pretty good boost for the production. And we got already... Oh, right, and we do have the... No, we don't have the fertilizer plant in here. Right, never mind. We do have fertilizer plant in Fars, and I believe a few other places we've got a fertilizer plant as well. I don't remember the exact... Oh, right, so we've got one over here in Crossen. Then we've got the original one in Kerman. Did we have another one in... here? So, oh, right, we got one in Turkmenia, didn't we? Which we could build a bit more wheat farms down this way, although the construction efficiency up here is still pretty bad. Standard of living isn't exactly great, though, so that's probably part of the reason. And of course there was the warfare in here, so that's probably another part of the reason. Now, to be fair, the radical numbers are slowly dropping, and we are slowly fixing our economy, especially now that we are getting more and more, you know, work for people and getting a bit more of the basic goods sorted out. The railway in Semnan is underway, then we're going to get another livestock ranch, tooling workshop, cotton plantation, then another opium plantation as well. Speaking of which, are we still getting the... Yeah, we're still number 3 in the production of opium. Yeah, there we go. Difference between us and Adwa is actually not that much. We might be able to catch up to them soon enough. And then we can get more prestige from being one of the leading producers. But we do definitely need to increase our innovation a bit further. We are going to get the barracks built up here just so that we can have a little bit of jobs for the, well, some of the people there. And we can have a bit more army because that is going to be very much needed. We are number 17 in the rankings in here. And we need to get our... Ooh, yeah, we need to get a lot more prestige to become a major power. But we are slowly reaching that point at least, I think. Tool price is starting to be pretty high. So that's another thing that I could probably just go ahead and build another tooling workshop in our capital, for example. That is a massive profitability in there. Plus, you know, we got a fairly good amount of steel production in here. So the steel price is fairly low. We got, well, I suppose logging camps is something that we might want to do something about to improve the productivity. I'm actually going to go and put in some of the extra transportation in here. It's going to maybe increase some of the costs, reduce some of the available labor briefly, but I'm pretty sure that that will just mostly get hired into other buildings pretty much immediately. Not literally all of them, but a decent chunk of them nonetheless. And now we've got a almost 1.9 million gold reserve, so we could potentially go ahead and just, you know, nationalize some more buildings. Dye plantations aren't really that important. Silk plantation is also not really that important. Is there any of the industries over here that we might need to nationalize? Mostly from the, especially from the Russians, I suppose. I mean, there's a few things. Paper mill, for example, could be useful. But nothing that is too important, honestly. Right, so we've got the wheat farms already done in here in Arabistan. So is the demand for... Well, the grain hasn't dropped that much. I'm sure that it will be dropping, but I suppose over here we are having some issues in hiring people. And I suppose partially another thing is the tooling price. There is not a lot of people available in here. I suspect that there might be some people moving into the state. Actually, no, there's more migration away than into the state. Okay, so that may have been a small mistake there. We got a little bit peasants up here, so we could probably just get a wheat farm into Turkmenia then. Because we got the fertilizer plant in there anyway, so that's going to be something that is reducing the cost already drastically. But in the meanwhile, building the barracks, we are also increasing the construction capacity. The investment pool is still increasing. We've got almost 5 million in there, plus we've got 2 million in cash reserves, so we could probably go ahead and increase the construction speed even further. We're paying almost 50,000 right now, though, so the iron price is starting to be pretty high. Especially in some places. Actually, let's have a look at the iron price locals then. Where is it high? I mean, Armenia is pretty high. Tabriz is a little bit high. Well, there's a bit high. I suppose up here in... Oh, right, that's Kiva. So that's none of our business, really. It's not really, like, insanely bad. But I suppose we have just increased the amount of construction that we do a lot. That's probably a big part of the reason. Oh, we could decrease the autonomy in my manor. Sure. There's a 5-year truce. They are Dominion, so they are going to start paying more to our cash, and eventually we can just decrease the autonomy into puppet, and after that we can probably annex them directly. But there we go, so that's one less problem there. Attitude may have gone down a little bit, a bit defiant right now. We could probably go ahead and improve relations with them, just to make sure to keep them on the good side. They are still cordial relations with them, or we still have cordial relations with them, but that's still something that we do need to keep an eye on. We've got 46% literary rate. We do use, or could use a bit more bureaucracy, actually. Which, the question is then, where do we build that? Mazandaran might not be the worst place. Also, oh, we need to get a railway up here. The transportation demand is pretty high. So we can start building up Mazandaran a little bit further then, I suppose. Baku's getting another barracks. That's going to be completed soon. Then Fars is going to get a university. So where is the... I believe it's down here, isn't it? No. Right, it was down here. Cancel road maintenance. We'll put that to Fars. Desperate measures. Ruler and politician. A real doctor should treat him with proper hypnosis. No doctor seems to be able to cure him. Oh, okay. Okay, so we've got 50% chance. Because we've got the universities. It's worth a try. So that's nothing happens. Or removes the psychological affliction. Or we got one... Okay, so, I'll take the experimental. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, we've got extra authority now. Oh, that's not too bad. Could put in another consumption tax for luxury furniture. But I'm not entirely sure that I want to put in more taxes right now, because we got plenty of money. What we could even do is... Ooh, actually. I'm going to remove the tobacco tax. What I'm going to start doing is we're going to start bolstering the industrialists. To make more money. Plus, I suppose eventually they'll become powerful enough that we might be able to form the government with them, although probably not yet. It looks like the army is now getting some of their organization because it's not just cavalry. That's good. There's still a lot of areas that are not that great in terms of standard of living, though. For example, Iranian Hormuz, we've got the food industry in here, actually. Which, that's got the sweeteners and cannery, so that's kind of good in that regard. We could get a fishing wharf, I suppose. There's not enough laborers in here, really. So that's kind of beside the point then, I suppose. So how many things are we building? We're building 3 things in Fars. After that, we're going to build another tooling workshop in our capital. We're also getting a tooling workshop in Ormia, so that's going to help. There's 3 opium plantations underway. That's going to be probably quite a... Well, it should be at least 60 or more production. Actually, I suppose we got the 50% chance, so that should be... Oh, yeah, about 50%, so... Well, it's a decent increase regardless. It should be getting, like, around 70 or so. Technically, I suppose it's going to be around 69%, but all 69 increase in there total, so it's not too bad. We're down to number 4 producer. Okay, so Seek Empire has taken the 3rd place. The difference isn't too much, so once we got all those opium plantations built, we should be taking the 3rd place again. We might be getting fairly, well, not that close actually. We're getting a little bit closer to the 2nd place as well. But after that, we got a lot of work to do to catch up with India. But that's, you know, we'll work on that. We'll work on that. And there we go. We're number 12 in GDP. Let's actually have a look at the GDP numbers over here a little bit. So we have surpassed Canada and Japan. We're behind Dutch East Indies, and Confederate States are still slowly... They're actually industrializing right now, by the looks of it. USA is still... Oh, right, so that's when they lost their southern half there, essentially. Oh, actually, I haven't had a look at the map recently. Let's have a look. So, France is having a bit of revolution there. So Europe, it's not too surprising here. No Italy yet. South America, okay, Argentina's colonizing. Chile is already taking quite a bit of land down here. And then New Granada. So there's the Central American Confederate States, as usual, has... well, I don't remember what it was. But anyway, the Central American nation has broken apart, and USA did not actually manage to take... I know that they were fighting a war against Mexico at one point, but they didn't actually take that much land, if anything. And Confederates are still a thing, so yeah, no... USA might not be that strong in this playthrough. Russia, of course, is still fairly sizable, but they... Well, I suppose they still control that state there. Plus, they got the port in Qingdao. Right, so how did this war actually go? Okay. Kabul are paying weekly war operation Kandahar. They owe obligations to a lot of nations. Okay. Well, how about we go and conquer state Hazaristan? They don't have a lot of armies. We will have Maimana helping us already. They will not accept that, of course, but no one's really going to be joining their side, as far as I can tell. And go ahead and send in one army. Is this one the... Okay, you're brave, so you can probably do a bit of advancing then. I know that we're sending it a bit early in there, but we've got money. I'm not too worried about that. Radical France released a Grand Coalition. Alright then. And triage unlock. There we go. That's going to be a good one. We're not going to activate that right now because actually no, we could probably do that now. Activate the fabric and liquor consumption. Reduce the current organization of the army by 25%. Which, you know, it is what it is. But it's not even fully mobilized yet. But that's going to allow us to recover a bit faster, which is really good. And I suppose that also gives a bit more demand for the liquor production, which we have a little bit in there already. I suspect that the demand will be increasing a bit. We'll also add in some more war goals in here. Conquer states. I do want, well, I suppose I could take Quetta, or I could go for Kandahar. That'd be 9.6 right there. If I take these two and maybe Quetta, could I probably could do both of those. We'll leave them at a small state over there. I don't want to increase the infamy too much. Oh, the hydraulic cranes is spreading. Ah, right, so we are... Yeah, that's actually something we're going to be researching anyway. Tinder blanking is going to be done soon. After the cranes, I suspect that the chemical bleaching is going to be done already, so we could go for the dynamite, I think. Alternatively, we could go for the reinforced concrete, to be fair, to increase the construction sector building throughput. That might actually be the better in the short run. Or, like, I suppose, in the long run, really. So, yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll start researching that one. Then we'll probably try to get the dynamite and go for pump jacks so we can start producing oil. Lots and lots of oil. Oh no, we're being embargoed by the enemy. What will we do? The enemy doesn't have a lot of troops, and the troop quality is also less than what we have. Bukhara's improving relations? Oh, what do they offer? If we become the protectorate, nah, I'm fine. I like being independent. What do we need? So we need more ammunition. I suppose we got the munitions plants up here. We've got one level currently. I suppose, yeah, it's not a huge amount. It's making profit right now, though, at least. So there is that. We could, of course, send in the small army from here to help. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Balochistan, how's that? It's got a little bit short of peasants. It's not too bad, though. We'd probably get that logging camp in there just to provide a little bit cheaper wood, because currently the wood price is starting to be a little bit on the high side. It's not too bad yet, but it's definitely increasing a lot. The tooling... Oh, right, we still need a whole lot of, well, extra wheat, really. or grain. So I suppose that's another thing that we just need to build up. But I suppose Turkmenia could be a decent location for extra, although maybe not the best. I suppose there's some other places like you're right. Oh, no, that's going to be just the... No, over here we could have a bit of wheat farms. Over here we could have some wheat farms. Actually, we'll get one in here. That's going to provide a little bit of, you know, food for the local population as well. I do actually wonder, so they are confident right now. If we were to add in another war goal from conquering the last state, that would just about take us over the limit there. So we're going to leave that small bit in there for them. They're not really going to survive much longer after that, I reckon, but that's fine. And then we can maybe take Kapulistan afterwards, and, you know, eventually we'll conquer that as well. Oh, now we're building 3 tooling workshops. Well, I suppose it's easy to guess what we're building right now. Or what are we trying to fix right now, and that's the tool price. Because the tool consumption is pretty high in our markets, and it's only going to keep going higher. So we do need to produce as much as possible. Right, I think we might go ahead and send in the second army just for the heck of it. We can advance the front, mobilize, get in there. They might now give up because, well, actually, no, they're confident still. But we'll get the army in here in due time. So begins. Let's have a look. So we are advancing against them. We've got better troops than they do. Although the difference isn't, like, massively better. But we do have better than what they have. We're losing quite a bit of money right now, but this war should be fairly short. There's already the first combat ongoing. The enemy does have 43 defense. We got the same in offense, mind you. Supply lines are broken on both sides. Which isn't exactly great, but I think we can still win that battle soon enough. Are we getting another wheat farm? Oh, right, that's the one in Turkmenia, which probably means that we should perhaps go ahead and move the road maintenance down to our capital. Where are the other ones? So that's Isfahan and Isfahan. I suppose that would be another good option. There we go. First battle is already going to be a pretty much guaranteed victory. No other battles have started yet, but I have a suspicion that there will be soon another one. I suppose we're currently fighting for Hazaristan as the primary goal, which is, makes sense. It's the primary war goal. Oh, there we go. We already got a decent chunk of it. 39%. That's pretty good. We're getting the wheat farm in Turkmenia to just provide a little bit extra wheat. And especially like providing a cheapo local wheat. It's going to help a long way in fixing some of the turmoil issues and also starting to reduce the radicals a lot, I reckon. Of course, we will be probably conquering quite a bit more radicals from this war. I actually wonder, how much is the... That's 250,000, that's 1.1 million and nearly 500,000. So, yeah, that's like a bit shy of 2 million population that we'll be getting from this war. Minus whatever, you know, is reduced during the warfare. How's the... Oh, right, so investment pool is still increasing by quite a bit. And there we go, we are definitely making quite a good headway in here. This should be another easy victory for us. Already pursuing them. Trade room from Britain. You know what, I will take that one. It's going to reduce the income a little bit, but it's also going to allow us to have a bit more bureaucracy available from the trade. I mean, we got... we don't have that many trade routes active right now, so we actually get no tariff income whatsoever. But I suppose, what should we... Actually, no, let's have a look at the highlights. So, export, there is a lot of export demand for luxury clothing. Burmese market, Egyptian market would be okay. Well, Bukhara market will export there initially. At least get one trade route going. And then tea, we'd probably export to the British market. It's not really that profitable. Dyes, also not that profitable. What about import demands? We need ammunition. We need a lot more ammunition, actually. Grain is another thing that we need in drastic amounts, so we'll start importing some of that for the British market. Oh, we might actually lose this battle. Oh yeah, poor visibility is definitely not helping us. Okay, so we might lose a bit of control over there. We got 2 armies though, so I suspect that we can keep on advancing. We're getting the wheat farms in Turkmenia completing very shortly. We do have the fertilizer plant in here, which, to be fair, isn't producing full speed yet. Industrial boom in our... in our capital we got the plus 10% boost there. That is going to be huge. Oh, we're almost at 20 million GDP, actually. Well, there we go. Slowly increasing our economy, that's for sure. Well, not really that slowly, actually. But anyway, we're getting the government administration in Mazandaran. I suppose what I could do is I could switch the road maintenance to Mazandaran then, because we do need to do quite a bit of construction work there for the time being. And with the warfare, we are still losing money, of course, but not too much. We did lose most of the control of Hazar. Actually, not that much of the control of Hazaristan. We still got 75% there. Oh, there we go. We control the entire state now. Excellent. So their war support is, of course, dropping. I'm going to try to take all 3 of these. So they're not exactly willing to take this peace deal yet, but I suppose their war support will start dropping as soon as we conquer another state. Oh, that's a big battle. That's both sides have basically all the, well, almost all their armies in this one battle. And consider that they have lost a lot of their troops already. That should be a fairly easy victory for us, I reckon. Oh, we're about to get the central banking. Well, there we go. Are we? Right, we're then going to get the cranes, and then after that we're going to start working on increasing the construction speed. Now, while the ammunition price is pretty high currently, and that's costing us a lot of money in here. How much did we get? Oh, 25%. Okay. At the same time, we don't necessarily need to worry about the ammunition price too much in the long run. I suppose one of the things that we might want to do, I suppose with the explosive factory over here, it just doesn't have the workforce needed. We do have a lot of transportation, though. So the dye plantation, we could get the rail transportation there at least, and Vinia could get rail transportation. The sulfur mine already has that. What about the coal mine? That does not, so we can get that one in there, just to reduce the amount of workers needed in here. It's not going to be a huge, you know, boost. Oh, there's the central banking. There we go. More minting and less loan interest rate. Not that we have any loans right now, mind you. But there we go. Kandahar is now 51% in our control. Very good, very good. And the tooling workshop in Isfahan, we are going to get that completed fairly shortly. Then we're going to get another food industry, actually. Which is, I suppose there is a high demand for grocery, so that makes a lot of sense. Well, relatively high demand for it. So that makes a lot of sense on increasing that. And I suppose the grain price is still bloody massive. Well, quite high, I suppose. We are back to 9.5. Oh, North German Federation is guaranteeing us. Well, that's very kind of them. We can't really improve relations with them any further, but that's fine, I suppose. And it looks like, oh, there's another massive combat. We've got 60,000 men versus their 6,000 men. I think that's got to be a victory. Not the entire state yet, although... Oh, wait, no, it is the entire state now. There we go. We just need to get one more state over here occupied, and then I suppose now that we control their capital, they are much more likely to... Well, they're going to be losing like 11 points of war support per week right now, so it's going to be another 6 weeks before they surrender, more or less. Well, at that point, we might have conquer the last state as well. But yeah, there should be an easy victory. We're not annexing the state entirely, or the nation entirely, so that at least should help. And the GDP, we're still number 12, but we have surpassed 20 million now. Of course, that's partially because of the warfare. Because some of the things like the munition plant and all that are making massive profit now. So that definitely has an impact. So are we actually going to inherit it? Ooh. Right, textile and furniture, a bit of mining, a lot of farming. That's pretty good. Hanzaristan's going to be a bit of farming, a bit of mining and logging. And some government administration, actually, as well. That's not too bad. And a bit of barracks. And what about the Quetta? That's a lot of plantations there. Including some opium plantations. Very nice. They do produce up to 117 right now there, actually. Is that because... Oh, they got a massive throughput bonus in there. Right. Oh, hold on a minute. Does the state have something for that? Oh, right. Agriculture and then... Well, I suppose remote maintenance doesn't directly help that. Well, regardless, it's getting a lot of boost there. We're currently losing £25,000 per week. We got over 1.3 million. Oh, and there we go. They capitulated. So, Kabulistan claims Kandahar, but that's... Oh, right. So this is already incorporated there, isn't it? Yes, it is. We can start incorporating this. Although, actually, before I start incorporating anything, I'm going to start increasing the healthcare. So that's going to be an extra 140 points or so. So, Quetta, we could maybe start incorporating already. That's going to be... Actually, how far is this one going to be? That's 150. That it's only 5 years, though. I'm going to take that one. That takes most of the extra bureaucracy that we have right now. Although, we're going to go for the steel tools, the furniture stuff. We could probably use the water tube boilers a bit further. And textile mills, we're going to use the mechanized looms a bit further. But it does mean a lot more tools are needed, but I think that's going to be fine. And we could maybe go for pot stills. Do we? Actually, no, we're not going to go change that at all. Right, so we've got those sorted out. Steel mills, we could use the water tube boilers as well, I suppose. Might increase the productivity of the building itself. The shipyards, we're not going to change soil enriching farming. Yes, even though Armenia is not going to be profitable, we'll do that. I don't... Technically speaking, fruits are going to be a pretty decent replacement for a lot of the grain, but we do need a lot of grain for producing the groceries. Harvesting tools, we could probably go and activate. Including in Armenia. Livestock ranches, we can go with butchering tools. Actually, we could even go for slaughterhouses. Increase wool gathering. We could go for the barbed wire. Lose a little bit of labor force, although not that massively. And the vineyards, well, actually no, we're not going to go for those, but the condensing engine, yeah, that's good for the extra mining. And market squares, we'll do that one. And standardized filing cabinet, so we'll have even more bureaucracy available. And logging camps, sawmills, yeah. We could go for a little bit hardwood production, I suppose. Actually, no, we're not going to change that one right now. And yeah, so that's pretty decent. We got a lot more bureaucracy, so we can go ahead and start incorporating Kandahar. I think the rest of the points, well, technically speaking, we can start incorporating that as well. So that's going to be a whole lot more land for us to incorporate. And we are getting stronger and stronger. We're getting a bit more food industries built. There's also a lot, well, one more opium plantation underway right now. Right, so that's pretty good. Actually, how are we looking on the opium production right now then? Are we getting any higher on the list there? Oh, we are number 2 now. Oh, there we go. We all got almost 1,300 now production. That's pretty good. We've got quite a bit of work to do to catch up with British Raj, though. I don't know if we'll actually overtake them at all. But at least we are now in the top 3 quite securely. And we can definitely increase the production even further. Especially once we get the pump engine and all that, we can basically double the production overnight. But that is going to require a lot of engines, mind you. Well, there's a 5th Iranian army. Is this part of the... You know what, I'm going to go ahead and assign this under the North India Army. There we go, so that reduces a little bit of the armies that we have. And there's the chemical bleaching. There we go, let's go ahead and activate that on... I don't think we have a lot of glassworks yet. Got like 2 levels. But if we go for bone china, that's going to improve the... Well, it's going to reduce the glass availability actually quite a bit. Okay, so what we could do... I got 1 level up here. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this to bone china. But then we don't actually reduce the total class production too much. So that could be useful. Right, but there we go. How's the investment pool? That's increasing still massively. Okay, I think at this point, we may need to go ahead and get some more construction sectors. Now, Khorasan, that's got quite a bit of population in there. It could use, or could get iron mines and logging camp in here. So we're going to go ahead and build another construction sector in here. We'll probably go ahead and get one logging camp in here as well then afterwards. Maybe even an iron mine. But there we go. Steel railway cars are spreading. Ooh, that's actually going to be quite useful. But of course, right now we're working on the, or we will be working on the reinforced concrete. The in-society checks, postal saving is about to be completed. We could go for nationalism, realism. Quinning could be also somewhat useful if we want to do any more colonization. But I think, actually, we're going to go with joint stock companies. Getting another company would be very, very handy. I don't know which one we're going to use as next. I mean, some of the oil things would be useful. But of course, we don't have any oil yet. Anything else though? Okay, so the mineral company would be somewhat profitable. Fertilizer plant building throughput would help. Ooh, yeah, food incorporated would be quite nice for the birth rate. 5% extra in there. Of course, forestry company would also be somewhat helpful. It would increase the infrastructure size as well as, you know, just increase the throughput on the forestry, or the logging camps, which we need a lot. So that would be a fairly decent option. The steel combine, I don't think we can actually build that because we don't have level 5 anywhere. And the home goods, we don't really have that much. The metal syndicate could also be somewhat useful. Or Metalworks Corporation. I don't... Yeah, that one is something that we could do. I think what we might go is the logging camp. It's got a decent productivity, and it's something that we do need desperately. The wood, that is. Oh, French-American rivalry declared. Alright then. There seems to be quite a bit of turmoil still in some states. In things like bamboo, there is a lot of it still. I suppose that's part of the thing is there's not enough... Actually, what is the... Standard of living isn't great in there. It's not the worst, though. But yeah, I suppose some of them are living below the limit there. Let's have a look at the local prices. Maybe that's the answer here. I suppose clothing is... actually, there's a bit of extra production of it. They've got extra... fabrics, food is definitely an issue. But of course we don't really have the labor force to really increase it. We could have a wheat farm in there, I suppose, for a little bit cheaper production. But I don't know if that's going to be the silver bullet for this problem. So we did increase the... Actually, no, we didn't get the construction sector yet. We'll have that soon. There's the postal savings. The max cash reserves are going to be increased a lot further. And we'll get quite a bit of stuff in Khorasan. So actually... Where is the road maintenance right now? In Mazandaran. Okay, we can go ahead and remove that. We're going to put that into think it was Coruscant, yeah. We'll get that in there because we've got a lot of construction happening in there in the near future. Private sector is building a sugar plantation and a furniture manufactory, then a logging camp, a tooling workshop, a paper mill, so there's a lot of good stuff happening in there. Construction sector cost is starting to be pretty good though, or pretty sizable. It's almost £50,000 per week. So that is something to keep an eye on, but I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description, but other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.